Hey, so I'm making this video because I was running into problems with my garage door opener. It would go down to the floor and then open right back up. I was, like most people, keep going through YouTube trying to find videos of why would this happen. I had tried adjusting the travel and I checked the sensors like everybody said, and I was the more I adjusted it, the more it was out of tolerance, and I couldn't figure it out. So I ended up taking it apart, and I was trying to figure out. Somebody finally put on there, maybe it is the travel limit switches. So I said, okay, well, let me take a look at it. So I pulled it apart, and it's a little bit after the fact, but this might save somebody some time in the future, something to look at really quick. So let me see if I can turn the video around. This is kind of after the fact. I already took it apart, but if you see, and I'll try to keep you from getting sick with all the motion. This is when you adjust your limit, your travel, whether it's the up or down. What you're adjusting are these micro switches. I'm twisting it, and you can see it travels closer and further. And what it does is it hits this, which stops it. Of course, mine wouldn't stop on the down. I ended up taking the common wire off, and I was shorting the limit switch, and it wouldn't stop. I could short the limit switch on the way up and it would stop. Short it on the down, it wouldn't stop. And then the bar would just it would actually bend up towards the ceiling. And the only thing reversing the garage door was the force. So it was going down, it was too much force, and then the garage door would reverse it. And so what I'm doing is I took out the logic board, and I'm going to replace it. I shot all the wires, I ohmed out the wires back to the logic board, and everything checks good. The limit switch is all intact. So what I did was, there was somebody that was selling another Craftsman. This one's a belt drive, and the logic board's not the same, but it's close. So I'm gonna take a chance and I'm gonna put it in, and we'll see what happens. See if I can get this thing to reverse on its own without bending the bar, and we'll see what happens. Let me shut off the fan, keep the noise down. So this is the new logic board that off the unit I bought. I just opened it up and pull the logic board off. It looks like it's pretty much intact. Same as what I took off. That's the one I took off. And they pretty much look identical, I'm thinking. A couple of different color-coded resistors. I'm hoping that doesn't have anything to do with anything. I'm thinking with mine, this IP, I think it's called an IP or PC, or I don't know. I think that's what's bad, because when the wire goes into the logic board, everything checks good up to that point. So I'm gonna throw this board in, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it works. If not, I'm on to bigger and better things. Okay, so I put the new logic board in. I connected the connector here, and it plugs in on the side here. And I'm gonna leave the wire disconnected, the constant that goes into the limit switch. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plug in the opener and run it, and I'll just try hitting the limit switch and see if it stops, and see if that solves my problem. and hopefully the door stops. So I have everything set up, and what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna run the garage and see if, I'm gonna take the wire off here and see if when the garage door starts moving, I'm going to hit the limit switch there and see if it stops. And then same thing on the way back up. It should be, my problem was when it goes down, it wouldn't stop. So one thing I've noticed, I tried reprogramming the remote and it will not program. So that's another problem I have. But Molly, can you hit the garage door opener there?
Do what?
Hit the opener, please. So as it's going down, I hit it, garage door stopped. So it seems like my problem was that logic board. So now I'll just have to adjust these to get the garage to open and close and stop when it was supposed to. Different logic board. I'm not sure if that has something to do with my problem with the remotes. Not, it won't do the learn code. So I'll try my truck and see what happens. But at least right now I got the garage door to where it'll open and close and stop when the limit switch hits it. So hope that helped somebody. That's just what I found. There was no videos out there telling you how to, anything past adjusting those limit switches. So hopefully it helped. Again, something, other videos posted, and I'll show you all the covers off. Those gears right there sometimes strip your worm gears. And like I said, I hope that helped somebody else that went through the same thing as I did. The bar would, like I said, it would bend up towards the ceiling. It would come, the garage door would open back up because of force. So now I gotta adjust everything, but it should be good. This being my first video, I'm sorry about this. I've never done this to YouTube, but anyways, what I neglected was to tell you that you will have to put in your sensors when you put the new logic board in. Either wrap them, color code them, wrap them with tie straps so you know which ones go with where. And other than that, take pictures with your cell phones. All that helps out. If you're like me and don't get to your project for like 3 or 4 days after you start it and you forget where you put screws or wires or anything like that. So anyways, hope that helped. So I adjusted my switches. Seems to be operating properly. If I go over now, and the garage door's closed properly. I'm happy. Now I just got to figure out why the remote isn't working and if I have to buy new remotes or it's just going to be an internal garage door opener. But I hope this helps somebody else out. It cost me $30 to get that other garage door opener versus about, I think it was $80 for the logic board. If you get the logic board, you get everything. You get that logic board, you get the transformer, steps it down to 22 volts AC, the whole thing. But anyways, hope that helped.